You know that old expression, necessity is the mother of invention? Well, today we're going to tell you about a brand new invention that was made necessary by something your parents and your grandparents and your great grandparents never dreamed would be a problem.
We always have an odd one in the crowd.
So it's kind of odd.
Decidedly odd.
Doesn't that strike you as a little bit odd?
No, it doesn't strike me as a little bit odd.
It's the Bob and Sheri Oddcast, with stuff we wouldn't, couldn't, or shouldn't do on the regular show. Now, here's the Oddcast.
So, I like technology, as y'all know, and I read a lot about technology. And so I'm reading about a brand new app called the Camdom, Camdom. It's a digital condom for your devices. And what it does is it prevents anyone from recording audio or video or both of you without your consent during a sexual act. Because apparently that's a problem that we have now. That's a need that we needed to create an invention for. Are you curious about how it works? And this is to get at the problem of revenge porn.
Yeah.
Some people, they do make fully consensual videos or pictures or whatever with the intention that they'll never be seen by anyone but the person for whom they were taken or made. But of course, that's in a perfect world. In the real world, revenge porn is a very serious problem. And so you have to be super mindful and super thoughtful about what images or videos you consent to, right? That's one part of the revenge porn problem. The other part comes from you didn't even know that you were being recorded, which sounds like the douchiest scenario imaginable. And yet, if it wasn't a problem, we wouldn't have a need to create an invention to protect people from it. So here's how this app works. You and the person that you're about to hook up with, put your phones right next to each other and you swipe down. You both have the app and you swipe down on a virtual button and the app locks both phones. And if one person tries to sneak out of the lock prematurely, an alarm goes off to warn the other person or people in the room because this can work for groups. So this is perfect for your next orgy, everyone.
I need this. Talk slow. I'm writing this down. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with all your campground
Oh yeah.
malarkey.
Shenanigans.
So everyone will know that somebody in the room tried to break the app. How do you unlock the app? The button has to be pressed simultaneously by everyone involved on their device to unlock the camera and the microphone. It's really sad that we need this product, but it's really amazing that they've invented this product. It's available right now for Android phones, and they're working on the beta testing to get it out for iOS for iPhones. But I just want you to think about that for a second. And for me, I probably am coming at it from a different place as a woman because we always have to be so aware of everything, our environment, the vibe, everything. We have to think 3 steps ahead all the time. And the idea that this person that maybe you're in a pretty committed relationship with, the idea that you actually wonder, I hope I can trust him or her with this, and that you would download this app and agree, both of you, yeah, this is what we're going to do to protect ourselves. This is not a problem your parents, Lamar, ever imagined. Is it?
No.
I'm trying
Back
to
then, you'd
picture...
had the floodlights and the whole camera going. Yeah, that's no secret going on there for sure.
I'm trying to picture my great-grandma Pegleg, and do not get me wrong, she got around as a younger lady, okay? I'm trying to picture Pegleg telling one sailor or another, now get ready because we're about to push the button because you're not going to be recording me. This is not just like the future or the Jetsons. This is Blade Runner stuff. This is beyond anything your parents and maybe you could have ever imagined. So we're talking about this app that makes it impossible for anyone in the room who's using it to take pictures or record audio or video of a sexual hookup. And I have to say, like, I'm always glad that I'm not in the dating scene because I was terrible. Oh my God, I was so bad at it. And for a lot of reasons. One, I'm just sort of an awkward person in those situations. I'm a people pleaser, which meant that I just was like, okay, I'll go out with you. Like I never wanted to hurt anybody's feelings. I mean, I married a guy rather than hurt his feelings. I mean, it was just like, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful that this is not something that I'm walking around worried about. How about you?
Oh yeah. People, and I think people, they don't think about the repercussions now. I don't, because it's forever. Once it hits that internet, is it not forever? It's forever.
You can't really delete it. Yeah.
No,
And
no,
my reasons, because Kevin will sometimes say to me, since we have that tripod with the remote control, it's a selfie stick. Give it up. Baby, give it up. Give it up. And my reasons for not wanting to do it aren't that I think he would ever use it as revenge. He never would. He's not that kind of guy. But I know that if I saw the video, I would be in a Benedictine convent before sundown the next day. I would never, ever again, be able to relax and be myself. I want you all to be honest. Do you think that if you, and you know what, for all I know, you dog, for all I know, you have a whole library of tapes, but I don't know. What am I saying? Can you tell me with a straight face that after you watch a video of you and your wife or girlfriend or whatever, that you're going to ever be able to relax and be comfortable again?
All right, I can explain it this way. When I was doing the yoga deal, I made sure when I did the yoga in a position where I could never once see the mirror, because in my mind, as I'm doing all these premier on the one leg, eagle spread, whatever thing, I was as graceful as a swan. All of my positions were absolutely perfect. It was just like pouring water out of a glass. That's exactly what I visualized, okay? Because if I had actually looked and caught a glimpse of the mirror, I would have run out of that room screaming like a 12-year-old girl. I don't want to see it. Because in my mind, I'm good to go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
in your mind, it looks good.
Oh man, I'm killing this. I am killing this. And that goes for everything you do. You're thinking in your head, oh yeah, I'm killing this. So yeah, no.
I think sometimes, and there's a whole category of adult entertainment that's homemade amateur stuff. And, for people that are into that, you do you and each other and whoever else is in the room. But for me, this isn't about like, I think that's morally reprehensible. For me, it just comes down to, if I have to walk through the world picturing myself as a barking manatee, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to be good for me.
No.
It's not going to be good for you either.
No. Yeah. No.
We are all the same on this.
I've got the image, listen, the image in my head, I'm surprised I'm not being offered a contract to make things.
Exactly.
Okay. In my head. Yeah.
The problem with this for me is I'd be in it. That's the problem.
And you're an actor, Max. Of the three of us, you are an actor.
Yes.
You know how to hit your marks. You know how to project your voice. You know how to embody a character. You're a professional. And the two of us over here are living in a fantasy world of I look good, damn, I look good.
You liking this, ain't you? I know you like it. This is awesome. I know. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't understand it. And here's the deal: if you were watching something that was other people, you're not judgmental on them. You're thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that's good for you.
But
wow, y'all are really
on your own self.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Listen, I don't like watching video of myself on stage, fully prepared, in costume, fully dressed. I don't like that. I can't imagine in any world I would want to see that.
Oh no.
Same. And if you've ever accidentally seen that, you really don't want to see that. I was a teenager and at somebody's house. I mean, I can close my eyes and I'm right back in that freaking split level with their pickle green carpet and this dark dining room table and mirrors everywhere. Popped the wrong VHS cassette into the VCR, and there were his parents. No.
Ooh.
There's not there's nothing. There's nothing to be done in that moment. It's so horrible. And
that would just be a nightmare.
You know it was. And the thing about, so this kid, I'm sure everybody has a friend whose parents are not like any parents you've ever known. They seem younger than other parents, and they listen to like music that you listen to, and they dress cool. Like his parents, this dad looked like a roadie for like a band, and his mom was beautiful. And we would, they didn't mind like kids hanging out at their house or whatever. And so, we'd be there and they were always like, okay, just keep it down. No cigarettes. And they head upstairs, But to see them in that context, and the lighting was terrible. Oh my gosh, the lighting was so bad. And see, when you watch like Boogie Nights, the movie Boogie Nights, or if you watch any like really quality adult entertainment, there's show business involved. We're making a movie here. We're telling a story here. And the story might be just doggy style. The whole story might begin and end with, we're going to do it doggy style. But there's an attempt made to get the lighting and the camera angles and all of that.
They're doing the best they can do with what they're working with. Yeah.
And these are professionals, right? Both of the performers in that scene are professionals, and they understand the assignment. Seeing your friend's parents was like just beyond anything. And there are moments, there are teachable
moments. Well, they understood the
life.
assignment. They just had a different assignment.
This is kind of the plot of one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Lamar and I saw it in a theater called Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star, because what he did is he discovered movies and that his parents were porn stars.
Yeah.
And that he decided he himself wanted to do that.
Do the same
that
thing,
was the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you the only Are you the only two people alive that paid money to see Bucky Larson?
We were certainly the only two people there that night.
Yeah.
We were the only two people in that theater.
I looked around and I went, well, kind of not full, but the word had been out by that point about what a dreadful, awful, joyless, unfunny piece of crap it was.
I'm in awe of people that have that kind of self-confidence. I am just in awe of people. I have an old friend. She's one of the most happily married people I've ever known. It was love at first sight when they were 19 years old. They've been together ever since. Blissful, right? But he spent a big part of their marriage, probably a decade, in a job that had him traveling a lot. And they were the first real people in real life that I ever knew who were big on phone sex. This was right before FaceTime. So it was just, just talking. And I was like, well, I mean, is there a book of like scenarios? Like how many ways? Because this was like all the time for a decade. couple, 3, 4 times a week sometimes for a decade. And I'm like, and she's like, well, sometimes like we role play. So I'm just picturing I've been working all day, taking care of the kids. It's about 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 maybe. And now I'm on the phone saying, okay, so I'm a lonely flight attendant and you're an exotic business traveler. Okay, go. I just cannot. I'm not wired for it. I'm way too repressed and uptight and awkward and embarrassed. I mean, what about you? Could you pull that off for a decade?
No.
Could you pull it off once? I guess. Let me start simpler.
No, that's just not. No. I'd be asking for, can I get some more ice for this drink? That's what I'd be asking for.
So are you unwilling to say it just because you're embarrassed? Because it's an uncomfortable topic? Or do you really think no?
I think it's I think it's an awkward situation for everybody. Now, once you got past the awkwardness of it, I'm sure. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Kev said to me one time, but why? You're a writer. Like, surely you could. Okay, but do you really want to have phone sex with me? And okay, all right, here we go. You're a poor gravedigger, and I'm a Victorian housemaid escaping my evil master. And we're meeting in the churchyard after midnight. Like, I don't know how to be like a regular person. I don't know how to act like a regular person. Okay.
Somehow,
I'm
in
a
that
lonely
scenario,
house.
The Puritans would show up for you. The Puritans
they
would
would.
show up for you.
Puritans. Okay. I'm a lonely housewife on a desolate stretch of country road in the middle of Arkansas, and you're in a spaceship. Like, what? I don't know how to do this. And can I be totally honest? I don't want to learn. Like this.
You couldn't do it with a straight face.
I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't.
No.
Kev was like, I don't understand why you can't. Like, why are you so uncomfortable with this? And I'm like, I'm not someone that's going to be good at talking dirty because it makes me giggle. And there are certain words I can't even say them without laughing. And maybe it's all those years of Catholic school. Maybe it's being raised by elderly Sicilian women. I don't know. But there's no way that I can pull it off. How about you, Lamar? Can you pull that off? Can you at least talk dirty?
Listen, I was barely able to pull off Lamarcula. I mean,
hey, bringing Lamarcula into the bedroom now.
But let me go ahead and say this. If you're going to do it, you got to do it just like Lamarcula. You got to go all the way.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to go
commit
all the way. You got to commit, and you got to go headstrong and no backing out. No backing out. You got to be.
You got to be all in or not in at all. Yeah, you've got to got to commit.
The problem for us is, I think for all of us sitting here talking about this, the problem for us is, would be hard not to get the giggles.
I can't. That's why I can't do it. Yeah, I simply can't.
The giggles because what you're doing, and I get what we're going for, and I promise you, if we can get there, wonderful. Everybody's going to have a wonderful, wonderful time, but in your head, you're going, you know what we're doing here, right? I mean, this is because it's a little farcical, or what, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard not to giggle. It's hard not to giggle.
So the other day we had I'd finished work and went and tracked Kevin down and said, you're not going to believe this. True Weird Stuff won a Signal Award today. And he's like, what's a Signal Award? And I said, well, it's an award that recognizes podcasts that define the culture. And some of the other shows that won were like New Heights with the Kelsey brothers and Super Soul with Oprah Winfrey. I mean, we're just gobsmacked. We don't even know how this happened. We're thankful it did. But, and honestly, I thought it was spam. I thought it was not real. And I kept deleting it until the Signal Awards people were like, what is wrong with you? Respond. Because I was like, there's no way we won this for our little goofy, spooky podcast. So I'm telling Kevin about this, and he's just he's beaming from ear to ear. He is so supportive. He is so supportive of the True Weird Stuff project. And he said, well, I think this calls for a little celebration. I think you need a little present. And I'm looking at him, and I said, this is how terrible it is to be married to me. Okay. I said, is it your penis? Which, by the way, that's not successful talking dirty to me. Okay.
No, it's not.
I should have chosen another word for it. Any other euphemism would have at least had a bit of a sexy edge to it instead of a child sounding frightened of castor oil. Like it was
well, and that's also not the response when he says, "I think you need a little present." That's not.
Oh yeah, Lamar. Nothing about that really worked for him at all. And he was
that's what I was going to say. This was a bad deal all the way.
And he started laughing. He's like, "No, is that what you want?" And then I made it worse. I was like, "Oh my God, hell no!" Which I'm so awkward and goofy and terrible in those moments. I'm just useless. And so I will, if anything happens to Kevin, I am going to die alone, surrounded by pets, because there's no way I could go back or would go back into the dating world where you have to think about, all right. I got to cover my drink. I have to download the Camden app and make sure that we're not like creating secret porn. Like, what am I going to wear? What will we talk about? I just can't. I could never. And I have so much like compassion and empathy for people that are in that world now. And I think about like my kids. It's like, oh my God, this is the world that we have given you that you have to navigate. There was nothing when I was a teenager or a college student. There was nothing like this that we were scared about. We were scared about the standard garden variety assault. You had to, you would never walk across campus alone at night. You never went anywhere without a clear plan with a girlfriend for how you might get yourself back out of it. The old fashioned things that you had to do. Think about that. Think about your daughter, Lamar. Your daughter didn't come up in this world.
No,
and she's a baby. No. You never had to say, now, Kylie, you and I need to talk about revenge porn. Can you imagine?
No. Yeah. This world gets more and more complicated. It really does. It gets more and more complicated.
And why is it's getting more and more complicated while not getting any better at all? Has anyone else noticed that, or would it just be me?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that is true.
Technology does not feed our spirit. That remains the same.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, I start an OnlyFans, and my clientele are really repressed, uptight men who could never have a woman talk dirty to them. And so I will attempt to talk dirty to them, and it'll ruin it for them forever. So it's like a combination of OnlyFans and aversion therapy. What do you think? I don't think anyone's doing it.
I don't know how big of a moneymaker it's going to be, but I can see, but
At this stage in our industry, I'm making money is like, yeah. Oh, is that part of this? Who knew? Yeah. So I thought it would be, I know that a product like Camden isn't widespread or not really widely known about. It shows up in like the different tech websites I read. And I wanted to share it in case you're out there in the wild and you're not only expected to like talk dirty to people, but you have to worry about whether or not they're surreptitiously recording you to use against you later. Like, ew. So now CAMDOM coming to iOS.
See, my father was born in Camden.
A different, yeah.
That's a
In
different,
New
yeah, that's a whole
Jersey.
different thing.
When you first said that, I went, "Do you ever heard of Camden?" And I went, "Yeah, it's outside of Philadelphia. It's you know."
Do you see how pathetic we are? My dad was born there.
It is pathetic, I've got to tell you.
So, yeah. So, the more you know, right? And for everyone that's out there, single and dating and maybe looking for love, good luck. Be safe. Be careful. Keep an eye on your drink, and maybe think about where the devices are in the room. And if it happens to you, may you feel better about yourself than I do. May you not look at that video and go, "Oh my God, I look like a manatee," because that's not good for your self-esteem, Queen. That's not good for you. That wraps up this episode of the Oddcast. Be in this exact same
Thank
spot
goodness.
on Friday.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
For a brand new episode of Talking Lamar. And we love to hear from you. We listen to every talkback message that you leave on the free Bob and Sheri app or by calling 844-52-SHERI. And of course, you can reach us on all of the socials or by shooting an email to hello@bobandsheri.com. Thanks a lot for listening to this, because I promise you, you are the only reason we make it. We make it just for you. Because even though I can't talk dirty to you, big fella, I just can't. I could cough up a podcast episode on demand. And I love the way you're listening with your big, hard earbuds. Ooh. Ooh. We'll see you next time on the Oddcast.